Okay, good evening, everyone. Happy Friday to another Bright Exchange Zoom session. It's so good to see so many of you out this evening. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to actually introduce tonight's speaker. So the topic is character, and I don't want to say too much about her. She's an amazing speaker. Watch out for her. She's doing amazing things so far. And get your notepads ready. Make sure that you are going to ask her lots of questions at the end. There's going to be an opportunity for Q&A afterwards as well. So Emirah, I'm going to hand over to you to take over for this week's Zoom session.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much for that introduction. Hello, everybody. I'm so grateful to actually be here today. I can't wait to share some amazing nuggets with you all. So as David said, my name is Emirah Fuller. And a bit about myself, I'm 23 years old from South London, and I have a business called Notable, #Take Notes, as you probably have seen on the flyer. And the #Take Notes literally is to stimulate the mind and to get you to realize that everything that you're going to be hearing from myself and from people inside the team, everything is noteworthy. So everything that you're going to be hearing today is going to be life skills that you can take on from this point onwards until the end of your life. So that's why we say take notes. And a bit about what we do in Notable is we dive into a few different industries. So we have the education sector, and that's entitled Notable Talks, where we speak about our identity and understanding the essence of ourselves so that we can ensure that we are fruitful and that we are successful in our lives. And it's all about your identity in Christ. As a believer, I believe it all starts there. And then we have our Notable Fitness, where we talk about our fitness and nutrition, spiritually, emotionally. It's all about having fitness holistically, and that's Notable Fitness. And then lastly, at the moment, we have Notable Business/Recruitment, where we aim to work with different platforms such as the Bright Exchange and others, where we just provide opportunities such as apprenticeships, internships and things related for our students as well. So that's a bit about a background about what I do. But today, as David said, I am an interactive person. I love hearing the voices of those that I'll be listening to and teaching to as well. And I want to hear your mind. I want to see what you have inside of you, because you all have greatness on the inside of you. And so today I want to see what substance you guys are going to bring to myself. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. Yes, I am. I'll share my screen so we can start today's series or session, which is based on character. So we're going to start. I'm going to need your interaction as soon as I start this presentation. So today we're going to be touching on what character is and the importance of character. So I'm going to quickly pose a question to everyone in this chat. And I want to ask this question of, who wants to be successful? And as much as it may sound very vague and quite obvious, I need to see who I'm working with. I need to know who has zeal, who has a passion, who has a drive to be successful. So if that's you, I want to see you put as much 7s in the chat until your fingers can't type anymore, so I can see the energy and how successful you want to be. So if you want to be successful, put some 7s in the chat as much as you can. Okay, Natasha, Alicia, Aaron, everyone, come through. Okay, so we've got a lot of people who want to be successful. And now, okay, cool. Let me see if I can find some of the most 7s, and I'll make it very interactive real quick. I'm going to pick someone out of the blue, so be ready. I'm going to pick AJ. You've given me a lot of 7s. You're the first person I came across. So, Mr. AJ or Mrs. AJ, if you could personally unmute, I'd like to find out, why do you want to be successful? Let me know. Why do you want to be successful?
I'd like to be successful just to live a good lifestyle, provide for my family, and just do the best I can in this world.
Beautiful. Thank you for that nice and concise answer. So everything that you want to be successful because you know that there is a purpose for you. Your success is driven from a place of understanding that you have a purpose, which is important. Beautiful. I'll find one more person. I'll try to get a female this time round. Who should I get? I don't know who to get. Let me get Daisy. Daisy, tell me why you want to be successful real quick, nicely for me, please.
Hi everyone. I want to be successful mainly to support my family and to financially support myself as well. Yeah, that's it really.
Cool. Beautiful. So I can see that from everyone. Everybody has the desire to be successful. But a lot of us don't realize that character is the most important thing. That's a part of the makeup of you being successful. Because if you don't know, character is the very thing that can stop your success. If you don't have the right character, it can cause everything that you've worked for literally to crumble. And that's why I believe that character development is so important and essential for every single one of you who want to be successful, all right? So we're going to get into the mix of today, and I'm going to ask this question of what is character? What is character? Just think about it right now in your mind. What does character look like? And I'll make sure I have the chats. I know that there's going to be quite a few things, so I might miss some, but just think in your mind right now, what is character? What does that look like? And as you begin to think and write down your notes in the chat or your thoughts in the chat, let me just remove that because I just gave it away. No problem. We just kind of have to get back into it. But again, your own personal definition of what you believe character to be. Let me know. Cool. So as you guys begin to write down your thoughts and your words, there are two words that are standing out to me in this bundle here: ethics and morals. And I'll quickly define those two words. So ethics literally are moral standards that govern your behavior. Ethics are moral standards that govern your behavior. And morals have to do with conforming to a standard of right living. Okay, so these are the things that kind of are the makeup of your character. So when you're thinking about what character is, think about if you actually have like a principle, a standard, something that governs your character, and think about your morals. Okay, so I got someone who wrote in the chat, I think character is the makeup of a person. It's the standards they live by. It's their personality and their behavior. Thank you, Tony. What amazing answer. Antoinette, moral qualities is character. Distinctive attributes that make up a person, the personality traits that someone has. Yes, Tola, that's right. Mental and moral qualities, beautiful. So you guys have given me great definitions for it. So you might have seen what I put in the presentation already, but you guys have answered it on the nail, like on the head. So what I've said that character is the manner, to simplify it, in which a person behaves, okay? The manner in which a person behaves is their demeanor, is what you see when you see a person. It's their manner, all right? So with that, if we're talking about your manner and your demeanor, your character is a reflection of what you actually believe about yourself. It's what you believe about the world around you, and that shapes your behavior and your personality. And as we know in this generation, we are very much influenced by social media, tradition, culture, friends, society, and so much different factors. And I really want you to take this time to self-evaluate and self-assess and think about, okay, what are some of my character traits? What are some things that I possess that is of good character and maybe of not so good character? Okay, so character is built up from your personal beliefs. And I want you to write in the chat with me as well. What do you believe has contributed to your behavior? What do you believe have contributed to your personality? Just think about anything, just put it in the chat. And through this, you're going to start analyzing, okay, is this person, is this friendship circle, is that something that I should hold on to shape my character? Because guess what? Social circles change, social media changes. And that means if your character is based on something that is continuously changing, that means you as a person are continuously changing. And that's why I can't wait until we get into ethics and morals, because now you're going to develop yourself in a way that you hold a consistent character regardless of what circumstances or situations come into your life. So we have upbringing and environment, my surroundings, family, friends, experiences, role models, relationships, goals and ambitions, past experiences, copying favorite admirable people. Wow, look at this. What a person believes, how they think and behave. Yes. Thank you guys for your interaction. You guys are giving me some great stuff. I'm learning from you as well. What gets affirmed by others? Ooh, yes, thank you. So these are some great answers that you guys have given me. So we can see that there are many contributing factors, and inadvertently and unintentionally, we don't realize that these things have shaped us. So what happens if we start to be aware of what is truly shaping us, and then that thing that we now decide to shape us helps us in our success journey. And I can't wait when I begin to show you guys some of the case studies that we have, so you can see how successful these individuals were, but due to a failure of character development, their name got a bit tarnished, or their success failed for a little while, or their name and they were no longer credible individuals. So I want you to see how important character is as it relates to your success, okay? So next, so what do you expect from someone with good character? It's all good to say that it's moral qualities and it's ethics and it's principles and it's like a code of conduct for your own personal life. But I want to find out, as it relates to character, what do you expect from someone with good character? So I'm going to quickly just pick 3 different persons on here. I'm going to pick parents, I'm going to pick siblings, and I'm going to pick leaders. These are the 3 that I'm going to pick. And I want you to write in the chat, and just write parents, bracket or dash your views on what you should expect from them. So you can start thinking about what you should expect. I'm going to use David as an example. David puts on these great events every Friday, yeah? And he has amazing different individuals who are coming on to share with you some life skills and some knowledge that can help you for the future. What do you as individuals that look up to or are part of David's platform expect of him? Because one thing I want you to understand is that this character session is not merely just for you students or for those in the age bracket. It's for the leaders that are running this platform, it's for myself, and it's for anybody, old, young. Character is essential. It's nothing that stops. You always develop it. So let me read what you guys have put in the chat. So parents, love, cooperation, good intentions, parents, honesty to their kids and striving to be good examples for their kids. Pair, empathy, honesty and respect. You guys are giving me some good answers here. Unconditional love, honesty, support, parents. Beautiful. So we can see that morally and unconsciously, we know that there is a type of standard that we should expect from those that we are looking up to. There is a standard that we are expecting from our teachers, our siblings, our friends, and our leaders. Even when David brings on individuals to this platform, there's a particular standard you're expecting them to have. You wouldn't expect me to be dressed in such a weird way or just talking just anyhow. There is a standard that you're expecting to see, okay? So we're gonna put a measurement to that character. We're gonna put a measurement to that standard, because it's all good and well to say that we expect this, but some people have had the very misrepresentation of what a parent should look like. We sometimes have had teachers that are not up to their standard. We've had siblings that are acting out of order because they don't understand what good character looks like and how to develop it. Okay, so let me see what time I have. Okay, cool. So I hope you guys can start to see the importance of why character is essential, because everything that you guys have mentioned to me just now is about character. So we're going to quickly define the 2 types of characters, okay? We have good character and we have bad character. And this is what I defined good character to be in relation to ethics and morals. Good character is someone that intentionally carries ethical and moral principles that govern their life. These type of people can be trusted. Bad character, or people that are developing their character or haven't developed their character, is someone that does not hold themselves to a standard and is careless about how they could be viewed by others. Now, just put in the chat which side you want to be on. Because as we stated, everyone put the 7s in the chat. Everyone desired to be successful. But until you understand that your character is a part of that mix to be successful, you might be on the way to not reaching that goal or fulfilling that role as much as you'd like to if you don't work on your character. So tell me, what character do you want? Because as obvious as it might be, some of us are actually operating in the character that's not going to help us get to where we want to be. So it's all about self-evaluation right now in this moment. Okay, I can see the chats popping up now. Good, good. I expect that. I expect that. However, if anybody wrote bad, I would love to hear your perspective on that and your reason. So amazing. So as we stated, someone that intentionally carries ethical and moral principles. My question to you guys is, you don't have to put it in the chat, but for a food for thought, what ethical principles and morals do you have? Do you have a note page that says AJ, or that says Aaron, or that says PC, or that says Tony? Do you have a page or a note page that says, this is my personal values, these are my personal ethics that I choose to live by? And one thing about character, or your ethics and your morals, they have to be from a place where you're convicted about it, which means that you're going to do everything in your power to ensure that you don't violate these ethics, that you're not going to compromise just because you got more money, just because you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, that your character's going to change. So it's all about holding yourself to a personal standard. And then I'm telling you, with that, you are going to be somebody that people are going to call for talks. You're going to be somebody that people are going to call to for their business. They're going to mention your name in a group of people when the opportunities are arising. So really hold on to that. So cool. Thank you guys for your interaction. You're doing amazing. So this is the point where, David, I'm going to break them into the breakout rooms, but we're going to be touching on the importance of character. Now, I got 6 individuals on here, and I'll quickly name them. We have the amazing singer, handsome man, Chris Brown, okay? Then we have the very interesting Hitler. We got the lovely Mother Teresa. We got the legendary Martin Luther King, boss lady, Michelle Obama, and we have our good old Trump, all right? These are interesting characters. They're all different. They're all doing different things. But there are certain things that stand out to you when you look at these individuals. So very quickly, I'll make sure I want to go over time. Okay, cool. Sorry guys. So I'm going to divide us into group 1 and group 2. I'll take on group 1, and I'm going to assign 3 people here, or 3 case studies to each group. Okay, so group 1 is going to have Hitler, Michelle Obama, and Trump. And then in group 2, they're going to have Chris Brown, Mother Teresa, and Martin Luther King. And what you're going to do in these groups, you're literally going to just come up with, when you think about Chris Brown, what comes to your mind? What have you seen in his character that has been good and that has been bad? What do you remember when you think about Chris Brown? I know I remember something in particular that stands out. Okay, Mother Teresa and like with Martin Luther King. So yeah, we're going to quickly just divide you guys into groups, and then you're going to have around 3 minutes, I believe, to just get your thoughts together. And then each leader of the groups, I'd like you to assign somebody to share what they've been able to get in terms of character-wise for each individual. And we'll continue with the rest of the presentation. So what have you seen about their character that you're like, this is good, this is bad, this is not too great?
Say a lot about Donald Trump, right?
Yeah. If anything, we can get like 3 words that describe each one so that we can just simplify it, because I know that time is not on our side completely.
So for Hitler, I would say he's detective. He was detective. Sorry, he was detective. Like he's a detective person.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. And what else? Anybody else in terms of their views of Hitler? And you can be honest as well. He killed a lot of people.
Yeah. He was hateful.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was mad because he managed to rule a whole country and he came from not much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. We get those 2 words, okay? So we had hateful and we had, what was the first word, Walter? What was that other word you gave?
Detective.
Detective, that's what you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And then we have Michelle Obama. When you think of Michelle Obama, what do you think about?
Ambitious.
Leader.
Sorry?
Ambitious.
Ambitious. And there was another word I heard.
Leader.
A leader. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we'll find, who's the last person? We had Donald Trump, okay? Be nice as well. But when you think about Donald Trump, what comes to your mind? Just your first thought. And you can be honest as well.
He's arrogant.
Arrogant, okay.
Yeah.
Arrogant and what else? Racist, wow. That's okay, awesome. That was great. You guys were so interactive. Group 1, you guys were very interactive. I'm sure group 2 were the same as well. We'll start with group 2, because they had more time, because I had a bit of technical difficulties. But with group 2, I'd like whoever you've assigned to share their views on the characters that you guys were given with us very quickly.
Yeah, so our characters were Chris Brown, Martin Luther King, and Mother Teresa. And in a nutshell, we just said that if we were to look at these people and only base it off of what we know, which is surface level, that's the only way we can sort of justify if they're good or bad people or whatever like that. But if we were to then sort of like be a fly on the wall and go through their day-to-day life, or were there in their time, and we were to dig deeper into maybe the reasons why they did certain things or behaved a certain type of way or said certain things, that's the only way that we can be able to find it attainable to say, okay, yeah, he's a good person, or maybe he's not a good person. So from surface level, you can't really say, yeah, he's good, or he did this and that makes him a good person. But as you get to know someone and as you dig deeper and you go beyond the surface level, then you can sort of find out, okay, maybe he did this because he was brought up this way, or maybe he said this because, I don't know, at school, this is all he knew how to, do you know what I mean? There's other factors that play into the way that we see people's character, if that makes sense.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Due to time, I'll quickly just break it down in regards to what we said in group 1. So Walter, thank you. That you all spoke well anyway. But we had Hitler, we had Michelle Obama, and we had Trump. Okay. So we all had our different views that we kind of said. And as you said, you know, it's hard to kind of just say this person got good character and bad character. But what we know is that what you show us is how we are going to view you. And that's why it's very important that you take pride in how you are. So we had a few words that described Trump as arrogant, as racist, and this is just real life things that you're getting from individuals. We had Hitler, who was a detective and was, what was the other word that we had for him? There was a word to describe him as a leader as well. That's what they all had in common. And then we had Michelle Obama, who was ambitious and also a leader, because I couldn't remember the other distinctive word. But these were things that were in common. They were all in leadership. But as we can see, is that as much as we can't base someone completely on, you know, surface level, we see how important it is that whatever it is you want us to understand about you is from a place of let it be good. That's essentially what we're trying to get at. So, okay, we got a few moments left, which is really sad. It's gone so fast, but it's okay. We're literally coming to the end now. So let me just put this on the big screen. So now we've spoken about different characters and, you know, what we've seen in other people. What I want to give you quickly is a nice little background in regards to what a good character should look like. And you might think, Emirah, where are you getting this information from? How do you know this determines a good character? And I can only go from my personal beliefs in regards to God and my faith as a believer, okay? I believe that the only consistent, predictable, trustworthy, just, loving and compassionate person is God, because he is the one that's created us all. And whether we believe in God or not, he is the only principled thing that has stayed the same from the beginning to the end. And character must be somebody who is consistent, as we see here. So I wrote that it's possible to grow professionally, earn money, and still have a solid character. Many people change when they get money and fame, but character says, I'm still going to be loyal, I'm still going to be integral, I'm going to be consistent. We then have predictable, okay? You are someone who is reliable. And this is another character trait of God. You can determine what God's going to do in the sense of he's always going to be loving in this sense. In terms of his character and his nature, you can know that you can trust and rely on him. And as individuals, we should learn and look to really hold that character trait. We have someone who is trustworthy. So someone who is consistent and predictable can be trusted. You're not going to tell me you're going to trust someone who's happy today, tomorrow they're angry, the next day they're indecisive. You need somebody who is predictable and consistent, and that is a good trail to say, you know, I can trust you. Then we have somebody who is just, someone who does not show favoritism or impartiality, okay? So if someone asks you for advice, you're going to give them the same advice as you may give to somebody else. If someone's saying they want help in their finances and you give someone good advice, and then you advise somebody just to spend and be in debt, get a credit card without no management, that's not being very wise and just. So just is an important trait. And then lastly, we have loving and compassionate. So all the qualities of someone with good character, they carry love and compassion. Love is the motivator of everything that you do. It should be. And through that, you're going to get consistency, love, long suffering, so much different things that you should expect from good character. Okay. This is our last slide. So you can screenshot this, but I know that David is recording this as well. And this is a character development progression. Okay. So this is, I'll read it out very quickly, just screenshot if you can. And this is a progression of what it should look like in terms of building your character. So our beliefs lead to our convictions. As I stated, ethics, they are moral standards that govern a person's behavior. Your ethics usually are in line with what you believe about how you should act. So it's important that you have a belief system, and a belief system that is right. That's why it's important to know what you're measuring your beliefs off of and your character off of. Then we have our convictions. Our convictions produce our values, our attitudes, and our perceptions. Okay? So what we truly believe about something, we're going to value it, we're going to cherish it. So it's important to know what you believe so that it gives birth to your convictions, which then manifest in your attitudes and your perceptions. So our values also form our principles and our morals. So principles literally are laws that govern you, basically. They are a standard that you keep, and morals, as we said, are conforming to a standard of right living. Then we have our morals and principles that lead to corresponding personal conduct. What that literally means is that whatever you believe, you're going to reflect in your manner and in your demeanor. So it's important that all of this is from the perspective of a right moral and a right principle. Then we have our conduct and our manner, or our behavior and our actions manifest as our ethics. It's what we are going to that governs how we behave. Our ethics are our ethics result in our character. That's what people see and view you as, okay? That's what you're seeing me today is part of my ethics. And then lastly, our character determines our lifestyle, okay? How you act, every decision that you make is all based on how you view life and on how you are. So I hope that you can see that all of this, the most important thing from this progression is your belief system. Because from your belief system, all of this produces your outlook and your perspective on how you live life. So if there's anything I want you to get from today's presentation, is to know, what do you believe about life? Because if you know what you believe about life, you know how to act, you'll know what to do, and you'll know where to go. And that's why character development is important. So that's the end of the presentation. I hope that you all loved it and you learned a bit more about character and why it's important and essential for your success. And I believe it's time for some questions, but I guess I'll hand back over to David and he will direct the rest. But thank you guys for listening. You guys have been amazing. Yeah, amazing.
Absolutely amazing. That was a fantastic talk, absolutely powerful. And I'm sure everyone else on the call can resonate with what I've just heard. And thank you so much for taking your time. You can tell that, you took your time with this and you prepared, and the preparation was definitely done in a well-mannered way. And as Emirah mentioned, time for questions. So please feel free to ask as many questions as you like, and unmute yourselves as well. Put your hand up if you want to ask a question, or just write it in the chat. So I'm going to start off actually quickly. You talked about, if you know what you want to do, then you're able to direct yourself. Now, what advice would you give to someone who is unsure about what they want to do in life, unsure about their career, unsure about their education, and they don't have the faith that you have right now?
Okay, awesome question. So I believe everything comes to, okay, cool, reevaluating what you actually believe now. And if you don't know what you believe now, you have to allow yourself to go to great counsel, good counsel that can help you in that area of your belief system. So if it comes to understanding why you are here and what you're called to do, I always give this example and this analogy that everything created has a manufacturer. Everything created has someone or something that has created it. People don't believe in God. People don't believe that they have a maker. But then the question is then, who has the manual book for humanity then? And the only thing that I can personally recommend to you is God gives you everything as it concerns to your purpose, as it concerns to you as a male, as it concerns to you as a female. And from then, I believe that you're going to able to understand your mandate, your actual purpose for life, the reason for your existence. And then as you grow your faith in that, you're going to get closer and closer to what it is that you've been designed for. So I don't believe there's any other place to go to apart from the one who's designed you, because they know exactly how you're supposed to function. And that's my encouragement in that area.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well answered. And yeah, a few questions are coming in. And again, a lot of people are saying this was such a blessing. They're saying thank you, beautifully executed. And I just echo that as well. So question comes in from Ayan, says, how do we determine and uproot those unhealthy beliefs that may be fueling bad character traits?
Beautiful. So just like any habit, okay, if you want to get rid of an old habit, you create new ones. You come out of the environment where those unhealthy habits are being stimulated, they're being aroused. So as it relates to maybe what you might believe and what you might think, again, it's all about removing yourself from those things that encourage that way of believing and that encourage that way of viewing life. So I believe that number one, association is very important, and the sources that you're going to that will navigate or influence your perspective and outlook have to be changed. And I guess the best way of doing that is finding what is out there, finding where else I can believe, what else is out there apart from what has birthed these terrible either traits in me. You know what I mean? So that's a bit of advice I could give there.
Brilliant. And Flavia asked, what would you say to teenagers and young adults who may struggle with maintaining a good character in this day and age?
Another awesome question. Again, as it relates to ethics and morals, do you have a conviction for how you live, or don't you have a conviction? Because when you have a conviction about how you believe life should be, you're not going to put yourself in a situation where, you know, you're intentionally going to continue being in that type of place where it produces wrong character, or a character where, you know, as you might hear, tell me your friends and I'll show you who you are, or I tell you who you are. So I believe that when it comes to your character and maintaining it, hang around people, be around people that will influence right living, that will influence, you know, where you want to go, and remove the things that are toxic to the direction that you want to go into. So that's my advice as it relates to that.
Brilliant. And we've had some comments on top of that as well, which is really good. Antoinette said, well, the character of God is an unshakable example, and he wants us to be like him. His character is in Galatians 5. Really good there. And Alicia also added, I think we live in a society where the mindset is, this is just the way I am. How would you say you can overcome this, especially for those who truly believe bad character is just them? And yeah, that's a good question, actually.
That's a powerful question. Let me just quickly read that again. How would you say that you can overcome this, especially for those who truly believe that bad character is just them? Okay, cool. My question would be, what do you base it on? Everything that you believe has to have a basis. So you have to look at what influenced your character in the first place, because when you came out of the womb, you wasn't interested in makeup. You knew nothing about it. When you came out of the womb, you wasn't interested in trap music. You knew nothing about it. So the question goes back to what are you using as your basis to determine that this is how you are? And is that basis a credible source? Is it reliable? Can it help you succeed? If it doesn't do anything better for you, then it's something that you should begin to consider and be like, maybe this is not the right way to move. This is not the right way to go. So that's my advice on that question.
Brilliant, brilliant. And we've got, keep the questions flooded in, guys. And again, feel free to unmute yourself if you want to speak out. So we've got a question here. It says, how can you protect yourself from the bad character of parents and siblings if you're consistently around them?
Ooh. When it comes, that one is quite difficult because I understand when it's in your own house, it's very hard because it's like, it's what is there to you. Again, my answer is going to be quite similar as it relates to that. What are you holding on to as your truth? You guys know, every young person, you know that when you have a conviction about it, or something. You're not letting your mum, you're not letting your dad, you're not letting anybody take you away from what you believe. If you want to go to that party, you're finding a way out. So likewise, you need to probably reassess, how much do you care about your character? Do you understand where your character can actually take you? And that means regardless of what comes around your way, you're going to stay steadfast in what you believe, because it's your core, it's what you're living and thriving off. So again, it's a reassessing of what do you hold dear to you, that regardless of what happens around you, you're going to stay firm and consistent in that thing. So
brilliant, brilliant. Very, very good. So another question's coming from Rachel. Rachel says, this has been amazing and thank you so much, Emirah, inspiring session. Her question is, do you think there needs to be more emphasis on character education, as a lot of people may believe they have a good character, but may have difficulty displaying it to the public, maybe due to the people around them or circumstances?
I definitely believe there needs to be more emphasis on character, because everything that you see today, from me to David to Abigail to Natasha, is it Natasha? Everything you're seeing is character. So I definitely believe emphasis on character is essential, and I believe that's where I'll play my part when it comes to that. But also, I understand that people who, I'm not saying that every person you see with a bad character trait at heart is a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. So I want to make sure that's clear, that just because somebody displays a character trait that is not developed, it doesn't mean at heart that they're a bad person. So I'd say that when it comes to, or difficulty displaying in public who you are, again, you have to reassess, why is that? There are certain things that I can't answer directly when it comes to that, because there might be things that are personal to you as to why maybe you are fear what people might say about you, or you might feel judged, or you're not too sure and confident in yourself. And that's why a lot of people do act outside of their character. So with that one, I'd say it really has to come with assessing your reason as to why do you think it might be that you're displaying a different character as to what you believe you truly are. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Brilliant, brilliant. Helps. And I think someone wants to actually ask a question. I see Tosin raise his hand. Tosin, do you want to unmute yourself to ask the question?
Yep. Hi guys. So I don't have a question, but I just have a contribution to is it Emirah? Emirah's answer. Hi. You've been great, and definitely character does play a very important, role in life in general. I believe most of you guys on here are Christians, and my personal belief as a Christian is that as a Christian, we are the body of Christ. So you emulating good character and aspiring to work towards having this good character is you playing a role as part of the body of Christ and going into the world and positively influencing people that you can, one step at a time. And I feel like I'm going to try and be quick as possible because I just have a lot of things running through my mind. But I feel like in general, somebody made a comment there about, some people are just the way they are because they believe that that's just the way I am. And it's true. A lot of people do think that way, but we need to remember that every single thing in life takes work. In the beginning, God created the world. He didn't create books. He didn't create cars, but he gave us the resources. There was a level of work required to create books, to cut a tree down and then make paper. And in the Bible, in Romans 12:2, it says, do not conform to the world, as into this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So I think what's happening here is great. And I think that it should continue because as the body of Christ, we have a role to play in, positively influencing people like what you guys are doing here, which is great, because as Christians, you have to renew your mind because this world is polluted with God knows so much. Reading the Bible, remaining in the word, praying, walking with like-minded people to encourage you would keep you grounded. And we just need to remember that we have to work. You can pray, you can look up to examples in the Bible, but there is work. Faith without work is dead. You literally have to work for every single thing. If you want to eat even cereal that's literally made for you, you have to get up and go to the kitchen and get the box of cereal. You have to get the milk, you have to get the bowl, you have to get the spoon. But yeah, so my point is, you know, character is great, but I guess it's all in the mindset, and you have to be ready to make that decision in order for change to even start to happen. So I hope that makes sense.
Brilliant. That was amazing. Thank you so much for your input there, Tosin, and very inspirational there. Thank you for those wise words. Emirah, I don't know if you've got anything to add on that, because we are wrapping up now. But if you have anything, any other questions, any other comments, please feel free to put them through. But you know,
I've got a question.
Yeah, sure. Come through.
I think, like, when you're determining your own character, do you think it's important to consider what other people think of you, or do you think it's just like what you believe of yourself?
I think it's definitely very important to hear what other people have to say, because there are certain things that you can't see about yourself that other people can. And that's why I believe accountability is important, because they will give you the truth. So I don't believe it's everybody's ear that you need to be hearing, but I definitely think that it's very important that you have people that you're surrounded with that can, you know, be honest with you and be very true with you in regards to what you might not see about yourself. So I believe that you have to be very careful when it comes to that, but definitely be attentive to what people might spot about you, so you can personally develop on yourself any way you can. So yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, guys, I know we probably have more questions, but we are obviously pressed for time, and it is time for us to end. So I just want to, you know, do a special thank you to Emirah for such an amazing talk. So inspirational, so insightful. It's left me, you know, food for thought, but also so many notes as well. And again, to, you know, look at improving my own character also. So thank you so much for that. And I'm sure everyone on the call this evening was absolutely blessed by it. So yeah, feel free to continue to put through your thanks and your comments. So Emirah, just before we go, where can we get hold of you? How can people get in touch? Because I'm sure if people have more questions, guys, take it offline, you know, approach Emirah. I'm sure she'll be more than willing to obviously answer your questions.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. You guys have been amazing. The interaction was on point. But yeah, if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram. That's where I usually do my stuff, at Emirah Fuller. Yeah, Emirah Fuller, EMIRAH FULLER. You can find that on my Instagram and YouTube. So I'm accessible. I'm here. I'm just like you guys, learning and growing as well. So I haven't made it. I'm still growing, and yeah, I'm here.
Brilliant, awesome. Emirah, can I just quickly ask if you could just stop sharing quickly as we just do the announcements? Thank you. And then, yeah, everyone's just saying thank you, very inspiring. So just reading some of the comments here. Greatly inspiring. Thank you, sis, from Phoebe. Water says, thank you so much. Presentation was wonderful, insightful. Thank you, and love this. This was so good. But yeah, so I think everyone's echoing everything. So thank you so much once again. And thank you, everyone, for joining.